Now who wanna move close enough? Now who wanna move out of? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our...
Welcome to Blackouts, Bengals, and Brews. I am Blackout Dell, joined by Dr. Chop and BSG, the Big Savage Greg. What's
Blackout,
up, guys?
Dr. Chop. What's up, man? What's going on?
Well, a little scary yesterday for us fans, but I think we all have some breathing room now, right?
We're a little sigh of relief, but we can also go back and blame you.
You're right. That's 100%.
You know, I did say that on the show. Yeah, I'll never stop saying anything ever again in my life.
How many times did Dale tell you to knock on wood before you finally hit that desk? I think you waited too late.
He did. It passed the time to knock on wood because he just didn't care about it. He was like, oh, it's his first off season where he's healthy and he doesn't have this and that and this.
He's so fucking healthy.
And I'm like, dude, knock on wood. And he's just like not paying attention to me. And then I'm like, knock on wood. And I'm like, knock on the wood back there by the jerseys.
Back by the jerseys.
And then he's like, what? And then I had to say knock on wood again. And then he finally knocked on the wood.
And he only did it because you made him.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna knock on wood.
Hey. I don't mean to keep going off talking about the plus side. My boy Yossi Bosch had a nice catch at Camp. All of you said he's trying to
Oh, you 100% mean to go off topic because this topic is about you injuring Joe Burrow.
Let me just say this. Also got me on a high is when my guy DJ Burner fucked Yoshi out of a catch.
Just keep talking.
And that was Ken a little bit ago. Kudos to everybody in the chat. Obviously, we love y'all. Ken said, anyone standing out in practice yet? Well, from reports I've seen, who Chop just mentioned.
Yeah.
Seems like DJ Turner is making plays left and right when given opportunities to make plays. So, super pumped about that.
I heard James Rapine saying yesterday that he could be a possible backup for Mike Hilton.
Well,
and maybe the long-term, in that position.
Hey, Foxy must have got rained out because Foxy ain't joined the show for a while.
I haven't seen Foxy in a while. Is it raining outside?
Foxy, what up, bro?
Oh, it's rained here all day, but
shit, it rained last night. I went to the FC game and we sat there for 3 hours on a rain delay when they finally told everybody to go home. They told me, but I was leaving at 1 a.m. anyway, so I left at 1 a.m. and I guess they resumed the game at 2, so I don't know what scores, but we were winning 2-0 over.
Yeah, I think they finished it. I think Vasquez got a hat trick. I think they finished it today.
Oh, actually. All right.
Yeah, they won 3-1, so they did finish it.
Man, I have a nurse that I work with who has club seats. Jesus Christ, I know what it's like to be rich. They open the fucking door for you. You go in there, and there's like a bar, right? Cans of beer and shit. And she told me there's free alcohol, but I'm thinking like draft. Like they got some Houday Light on draft or some shit.
Oh,
I go to the bar, and I'm like, I saw that Kugel Summer Shandy. I said, give me a Kugel Summer Shandy. Kieran's with me. He's like, I'll take a Heineken. And they bring out these 16-ounce cans and pour them in cups for us. And I'm like, just waiting. Like, what the fuck, man? This is crazy. Walk away with free beer. And then they set up this big.
You guys are like, they don't even charge us. Keep going.
Hey,
you go, man.
So then we sit down with, Morgan from work and her boyfriend, and me and Kieran were sitting there, and they're like, well, let's all go get something to eat. So we go up, and there's a buffet with like all kind of fucking Mexican shit on it, nachos, tortillas, fucking all kind of shit you can dip it in, salsa, street corn, chicken al pastor, and some other kind of fucking seasoned beef, but was not barbacoa. Load up a big fucking plate of that, go eat that shit, grab a couple more beers. We're in there fucking drinking. We're eating Mexican food. And then Anthony, Morgan's boyfriend, says, hey, did you want some of those Sour Patch Kids? I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm thinking he's going to go up. And they got like a thing where you can scoop them up, put a couple Sour Patch Kids in a cup. He comes over with one of those movie theater boxes. Like, here you go. I said, what the fuck? I said, boxes of candy.
Damn.
I said, they got whole boxes of candy? He was like, yeah, it's just up there. Just you can just go grab some. And I was like, what the fuck? All right. He said they got peanut M&Ms. I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking out of here. I went up to the fucking line, stood in line. And I'm just like, standing there. I feel like I'm robbing the place. I'm like,
Anthony, he did not take you. He took Karen. So
I did
remember that.
Kieran.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Hey, Kieran was asked for specifically by Morgan because of the stories that,
I bet.
yeah.
What's the business, bruv?
And Kieran did not let them down. He went there with his fucking English Boston ass. And it was regular Kieran.
Irish.
Wait, did they finish the game or did the game get called off?
The game, it was abandoned, and then they finished it today.
Where the fuck has Greg been?
I don't know.
I was asleep.
Like for 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, we just talked about. Chop said he was there for 3 hours. I think you got up and walked away.
Yeah, I got up and walked away. Got a drink. Sorry.
That's why. So Chop was there for 3 hours. They called the game off last night. They resumed it today. They won 3-1.
Anyway.
Okay.
And then the seats, man. They're like your fucking recliner at home. They're all padded and shit.
I seen
so
that.
nice.
I seen the seats. I was like, Chop's probably loving that more than
That's loving life, man.
I didn't mind sitting there for 3 hours on a rain delay. Shit, I was having fun. We were undercover. We were
Did
drinking
they keep
free,
the food and drinks coming?
drinking free beer. You go inside, get a fucking box of candy.
Nice.
If there's ever a
Popcorn.
time for a rain delay.
Yes, I was like,
Pork chop. What was
Yeah.
Sour Patch? Did you have Sour Patch Kids mixed in with Summer Shandy? Was that a good combo?
no, I didn't mix the two. But man, that summer shandy's good. You can really taste the lemon in that beer.
That is
It
so
good.
rich beer, man.
No,
These
Chop's
motherfuckers, man.
rich.
Greg, come on.
Rich.
That's
I
awesome.
fucking-
Pork chop. Glad you had a good time, buddy.
I
Kieran.
should have wore a suit up in that bitch. I didn't know it was going to be that fancy.
Oh, Chop. Who cares?
But all right, now did you do any of your job? As our registered nurse, we need you to be a doctor because, as Greg mentioned, we all had to hold our breath yesterday because the franchise, Joey B, suffered a calf strain, is what is being reported. There was fears of worse. There was hopes of just cramps, but it seems like it's a calf strain. That's what it is. So with a calf strain, Dr. Chop, is that what you've noticed? And is that what is our timeline here for Joe Burrow?
Well, that is what I did notice. Now, the bad news is that George Burrow has torn some of the muscle fibers in his calf. What did I say?
You said George.
Who the fuck is George?
You said George Burrow.
George Burrow. Joe Burrow.
This motherfucker. Uh-oh.
Man, Chop.
I filled my head too
You know
much
it's free beer because Chop's not himself today.
Chop is not himself
I swear
today.
to God, this isn't Four Loko. It's Cherry Coke, man. 0.
Yep.
Anyway, George Burrow. No, I'm fucking with you. Joe Burrow has ripped some muscle fibers in his calf. The good news is it is only a class 1 strain. And that could be class 1, could be class 2, could be class 3. Thank God for us, Cincinnati, the city of Cincinnati, for the Burrow family, and for the other 52 guys that are going to make the roster, that Joe Burrow is going to be just fine. The timeline for his thing could be anywhere from 1 week, which is very, very optimistic, to about 3 or 4 weeks at the most. So with the first game being 4 weeks away, guess what that means? Means Joe Burrow's under center. Means he's got his hands up Ted Karras' ass waiting for that fucking ball, right?
We're hoping. No setbacks, no nothing. He should be under center for week 1, but all the preseason talk, he wants to go out there and do a series, that's probably now most likely out the fucking window.
All the reports that I have read, and there was an orthopedic specialist or something on one of the Channel 5 reports that was just updated not too long before this show saying it was class 1.
Yeah, no. Dr. Timothy Kremchek.
That's the guy.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not to break any, not to go off topic, I just found out Deontay Johnson for the Steelers just got carted off the field.
And once again, when somebody gets carted off in preseason is different during the season because you're going to be extra cautious preseason. You got the cards already out there. You're going to go get them on there, and you're going to not risk anything. We've seen some stuff. I think it's Jalen Ramsey's out for what?
Till December.
Yeah, he actually had a more severe injury than we've seen stuff where Garrett Wilson, it was like it's a sprained ankle or something. But all these guys are going to get carted off. They're going to play it safe. here during these practices.
Well,
so.
yeah, and Deontay Johnson, like Burrow, was walking it off and all that. I mean, we're hoping he's okay and all that, but but like you said, that's what happens. You got to be more extra cautious in the pre.
Yeah, you're going to get the card out for anybody that goes down for anything, just because why even chance them walking back to the sideline?
Right.
And were you talking about the first drummer for Guns N' Roses, George Burrow?
It was
take me down to the Paradise City. The grass is green.
No, Crip, man. First drummer for Guns N' Roses was Steve Adler. But whatever, maybe I know something. You know something I don't know.
Oh, maybe we got a fight here. We've got a Guns N' Roses fight.
I'm a big Guns N' Roses. My boss grew up in the 80s.
And Anthony's saying he had the sandwich. So is that the Ted Karras sandwich?
Yeah, it's the Ted Karras sandwich, the chopped cheese. He beat us to it, Greg.
Hey, speaking of that, man, so are we I'm liking my chances.
That's what happens when you take Kieran to the FCC game and treat him instead of your son. Your son goes and gets the sandwich out of him.
He went and got the sandwich.
Pissed him off. Pissed your son Anthony off. All right, so we got Dustin here at the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. For the podcast listeners, I ask a question to create conversation. At what point does Bengals front office got to take in durability with the contract? Freak stuff, but legs have taken a beating.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, does this go in with T not being there today?
This is like dehydration for Joe Burrow. It's like a dehydrated.
There are reports that T may not be at practice. I know everybody jumped on Kelsey Conway. She's just doing her job, and she's trying to speculate. And, those guys speculate like we speculate as podcast people as well. They write articles. They speculate all the fucking time. I understand there's some hatred out there for her, thinking she's a Ravens fan or this, that, and the other. I just think, man, we got to chill with the hate on people in general.
Yes.
But it just makes to me, it makes the fan base look bad. That's my opinion.
She's not saying anything wrong.
No.
And she's saying, like, will this make the players rethink this? She's not saying that they should or shouldn't. And she asks questions. It's a reporter's job. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Whatever. You want to hate on the woman, you're going to hate on her. I'm not a fan of that.
Hey,
I'm not a fan of hating on.
Haters going to hate, Dale. That's their job.
Well, no, but one thing I wanted to cover was they said, because of one doctor who I saw on Twitter said a day before, Burrow was kind of looked a little bad the day before, and he was wearing that sleeve. And they say, out in heat, you're not supposed to be practicing. In a way, I don't want to blame anybody, but do we kind of like tell medical staff, like, why would you even let him play in this heat we've been having? Is that a fair statement to say, or?
If there was already something going on with the calf, you wonder why they couldn't have held him out today, or so. And but that's always hindsight, right? It's always hindsight is 2020 on a lot of this.
Exactly, it's 2020. I'm not trying to blame anybody, but I'm just saying it. But
these players, my thing is, these players probably every day are dealing with something, and he probably thought by putting that sleeve on, I'm good. I can go out here and get my reps. That's what I mean. He obviously didn't think it was a big enough deal to not go out there and practice. And I don't know.
There had to be something going on, a little soreness or something, or else why is he wearing that sleeve on his like compression sleeve on his leg? So something. Nobody will ever convince me that nothing was going on and that Joe's just like, you know what? Guess what? This fucking looks good. I started the headband fucking trend here in Cincinnati. People thought they got all thirsty for that shit. Let me put this compression sleeve on my leg, see what happens. I have motherfuckers all over Cincinnati wearing compression sleeves on their leg. Wasn't a trend. Something was going on.
But as far as like Dustin, back to that with like the contracts, and I mean, I get Dustin, you may clarify for me, but I think you're saying like, is that length of contract, or if somebody gets injured, they only get X amount of their money? Exactly. I mean, are you saying they need to structure those things in? Because a lot of times I feel like they will structure somewhat in for injury stuff, but when you got a Joe, like especially like a Joe Burrow, he's going to get top dollar. And if some freak things happen, that's just how it is. And then usually there's a way the NFL even will give you so much back if there's freak injuries. I feel like that's happened the last couple of years. Maybe that's the NBA. Maybe I'm in the wrong sport, but I know there's somebody that usually like, something happens like that, you'll get so much injury money back because it's stuff that you just can't predict. If you pay these guys what they're worth and then a freak injury happens.
I feel like if anything changes at camp, I'll bet you that the Bengals are more cautious because Joe Burrow did come out there with a compression sleeve on his leg. Maybe now they're like, well, hold on, man. If somebody's got a sore or something or another, maybe we should just sit them for a day. You know what I mean? Instead of taking that.
Yeah, I seen
Rick.
DJ Reader was out today, and that could have just been Veteran Day. 3 days in this heat, 3 straight days of practicing in this.
I mean, you guys think about that heat can be dangerous at times, man. Heck, I was standing outside, man. That heat makes you uncomfortable, man. I was ready to pass out at one point, man.
Yeah, and Foxy, he's got a compression sleeve on now just because he's seen that.
Right. He's sitting, he's chilling on his couch with a headband on and a compression sleeve.
But don't blame it on the body armor. I just bought a bunch of that stuff.
No, I'm blaming it on you and the body. You not knocking on wood and the body armor drink that he's been.
This is the first drink besides body armor I've had since I saw those pictures.
No. Everybody's going to think, oh, now because of body armor, your calf's going to get hurt.
I even mix my Miralax in it now in the morning.
Yeah.
I know, instead of Miller Lite.
Instead of Miller Lite, man, I've switched over to body armor.
You know what else I bought with a bunch of our body armor? I bought 4 big things of milk, too, so I'm good to go on that.
Oh, thank God. If you get hot and thirsty, if you're out mowing your grass and you're hot as shit, you can grab you a big fucking glass of white whole % milk.
So you didn't obviously end up deciding to go today, right, Greg, for any
No, man. No.
I figure it's the hottest shit. So it not rain up you guys' way? It's rained here like
it rained.
It rained here like a pain in the ass. Pork chop. I was actually by your work today. I had to drop by UC.
But it was last night for you guys. It was here like all night. Morning.
Yeah. No, it rained here all morning too. It rained here a good part of the morning also.
I was sleeping for that part.
Other news, Trey Hendrickson. The extension that we did, Greg, all the extensions we talked about. We did not see that one coming.
No, I did not see
flat out say I don't think we ever covered that as
a
viable option for extension with everybody else.
No. I forget who tweeted it out. You just kind of, I think it was Goodberry that tweeted this. You just kind of wonder if they offered that to DJ Reader and he turned it down, so we just gave it to Henry. I'm praying to God that's not true, but it's kind of like with Dunlop with Michael Johnson that time. Michael Johnson turns the contract down. Okay, Dunlop, here's the contract.
I don't know, because I don't think the money would have been – I know how much we value DJ Reader, but they ended up giving him like an extra year with like $24 million. I'm sorry, but I don't think we're giving that to DJ Reader.
Okay.
Trey Hendrickson, you know what? I mean, that's the only thing that makes me think maybe not. I could be wrong. Okay. They could have, but – obviously, I still want to keep Reader as well. We talked about that more. And, it's kind of thing. Maybe it's Reader. Maybe it was Wilson. Maybe it just wasn't Burrow or Higgins was kind of my thought. And then it ends up being Hendrickson. And it's like, well, shit. But it does free up. They're smart the way they're doing it. They're doing the freaking cap gymnastics. They're doing something we have begged them to do for years. For years and years and years.
Go ahead, Pork Chop.
Did you guys watch James Rapine and Jake Lisco talk about that?
No.
Yeah, I was watching that last night, and they were saying that that they feel like that the Trey Hendrickson new deal is clearing cap space right now, and they think that is that's 100% Logan Wilson money.
Logan Wilson or T. Higgins? Because
Logan Wilson, because they're saying what they said is that T and Burrow are locked in. And that's already going to happen. So this extra space they're clearing up, they're saying is Logan Wilson money.
Well, no, and when there was a salary cap guy on Twitter that said this is the first time the Bengals ever did something like this, I think, since 2011.
Yes. Carson Palmer, but that's a quarterback, so it didn't really count.
Right, didn't really count. So, I mean, this goes to show everybody, when everybody says it's the same old Bengals, this is another thing you can take and shove it up your ass pretty much, okay?
But it saved. I want to get back to what I wanted to get in here real quick, and then I'll let you guys have more.
Go ahead.
But it saves about $4 to $5 million against the cap for this season. So another one that saves money for the cap for this season, because I think they're going to try to front load, and they need the money and they need the cap space for what they want to do with Joe and T here. So it's just all more flexibility and good things to try to get more guys extended. So love to see it. Go ahead, guys, because you had some
I was just going to say, like, you talk about these new Bengals, and even on Twitter, like, if you are not following the Bengals on Twitter, you have got to, because whoever's behind the screen and typing this shit has got a sense of humor. They're engaging the fan base. So they put out today, if you haven't seen it on Twitter, it says, please, everybody, stop sending us messages how you'll donate your calf muscle. It doesn't work like that. Joey will be fine.
I was just, Jeremy Ross tweeted this, something to no camp. Logan Wilson also not practicing. Isn't it kind of a coincidence, him, Higgins, and I I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist here.
Okay, but hey, half, I don't want to say half, but fucking my Twitter timeline was filled with people hating on Kelsey Conway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's throwing out something that's realistic. Like, yes, these guys want to be here. Yes, they want to practice. Yes, they want to get their reps in. But guess what? They don't want to get injured and run their chance to make lifetime guaranteed money for not just their generation, but their future, their kids, their parents, their grandparents if they're still lucky enough to be alive.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do we read anything into DJ Reader not practicing today because Trey Henderson got a new deal? There's deals on the table for possibly Logan Wilson and T. Higgins, and they're not practicing. Maybe they're working a deal with DJ. I don't know.
Maybe they just gave all these guys the day off because they said, hey, there's some bad juju out there. It's Friday. Just take the damn day off.
Well, I was talking to my one boss today. Why are we using this new practice bubble we have?
Yeah, right. I thought the same thing yesterday, Greg.
Like, my one head boss, why are we using this practice bubble?
Do you have any air conditioning in that sumbitch?
I can't answer that, but they should.
That shit might be 200 degrees in that practice bubble.
No, they don't. That's like getting in their car. Hell no, then.
I'm just saying, I don't know. You would hope maybe it has.
Yeah, I bet it's got air.
But I mean, it's more built. They built it more for the winter stuff. So I don't know.
Okay,
but maybe.
And they tell all the fans to come down. It's open practice today. And then when you get there, everybody's standing outside the bubble and can't see shit.
Trying to look in that bubble.
Right. Like, what the fuck? Constantly opening the door, and security's like, no entrance.
And not to play conspiracy theorist again, Bengals just happened to tweet out a picture of T. Higgins today and all that catching. I mean, T. Higgins, this is just exciting. Tweeting all this stuff and the Bengals tweet. Is there a connection here?
T. Higgins was on Twitter today, too. Yeah,
T. Higgins is fucking.
Joe Mixon did the same thing before he got his contract. At times, he was sending out funny tweets here and there. So maybe this is a sign. Who knows?
Hey, so did Jermaine Pratt with the blood drops, right?
Yes.
Nobody saw that
coming. There we go. We'll at least get a little break here. Brandon's saying, next week it's low to mid 80s, so it won't be mid 90s.
I wish that shit would start tomorrow, man. I am dreading. I can't wait.
We get 75.
All right. So I was texting Cincy James, and he said the gates open at 2:15. He said, "Well, Greg, you were one of the first in line." I was like fourth or fifth. What time did you get there? So I looked at old pictures from the past. If you want to be first in line down there, you got to get there at 10:20 when the gates don't open till 1 or something.
What the hell do I want to be first in line for?
To be at the front row.
I mean, does everybody, the first 10 people get a free autograph fucking helmet or something?
No, man, it's like to get the front row seats. It's first come, first serve there.
Front row seats are in that sun, and it's going to be 100 fucking degrees.
Oh, you know what, John, man? I'm so tired of hearing this man. Be a man, okay?
Yeah, I am. I'm a kept man. Nice air-conditioned man. Soft fucking hand. You feel my hands tomorrow, Greg. That's like exactly what a baby's ass feels like. Your hands are all calloused from killing ducks all day. Oh, mine are soft.
We're not going down this road. I had to pick up a dead bird today, so I don't want to hear it.
I'll bet you got a fucking boner.
Hard as fucking rock.
Right. That motherfucker was chubbed up.
No, man, it wasn't even in the grass. I don't want to hear this.
Oh, they got to be in the grass for you. All right.
Anyways, so with Trey Henderson, his deal, and my name is Blackout Dale. I'm not that drunk yet. I wish I was. Maybe tonight, but we got a show at 7 again. So having Evan McPhillips on, who does a show with Malik Wright, State of the Jungle and that stuff. But before that, he worked with PFF. We've had Evan on one time as before the draft. Oh my gosh, man. That dude is a jewel. I always like to sing the praises of Joe Goodberry and the stuff he knows. I felt very similar when I had Evan on. It's like, dude, this is a guy who just knows his shit and just is very enjoyable to just talk to him about ball. So I'm very excited to have Evan on again. Whether I'm on it or not, I think I'm going to be on that one. But whether I'm on it or not, I'm excited that we got Evan back on because he's awesome.
I also think I might be on that one.
But Blackout Dale is in honor of, apparently we already have Blackout Trey, his extension. And Orlando Brown said he blacked out when he got in the fight with Trey. So we just got all kinds of blacking out there on the field.
It looked like that. Yeah.
It was the third play, which Greg missed it. He gets there 4 hours early and he misses the fight.
Right.
Explain how that happens. I don't know. But Blackout Orlando Brown versus Blackout Trey. We all seen the marks on Trey's neck. He thinks that's just from people
pulling on his
him
jersey.
Off because who knows what was happening, but and Orlando Brown was apologizing. I don't know, man. But that's two dogs battling third play of the freaking practice, first practice of the season. That's two guys that want to be great, and there's a reason those guys have been to multiple Pro Bowls throughout their career because they work hard in practice, they work hard, and they're good players, and they battle. And, I mean, you don't want to see guys fight and get hurt and have animosity toward each other, but this is the iron sharpens iron fucking saying that you always hear. Having two Pro Bowl studs going against each other day after day. And guess what? They'll probably fight again before training camp.
Probably will. Who's your money on? If it was like for real, who you taking in that?
I don't know, man.
Did you see Orlando Brown?
Orlando's huge, but
that
Trey's crazy.
Orlando Brown has to have like at least a 6-inch reach on him, and that is being generous.
Yeah, but there's always some of those guys that are like, and I'm not saying Trey ain't like the small guy you see that's like, oh, you don't want to fuck with that guy.
Right.
Because, he knows some shit. And he's
crazy.
He
He looks like the nicest guy in the fucking world when you look at him.
Until he snaps.
Until he hits that field, and he becomes fucking bad Trey.
I'm just saying, all right, I wouldn't want to fuck with either of them. I want to make that very clear. I don't know who would win. I don't know. I think Orlando, he might snap out of his blackout sooner. And then Trey gets the advantage because Orlando is like as nice as he is. Well, they're both nice. That's the thing.
They are nice, man.
Fuck. Whoever snaps out of the blackout first, the other one's going to win because they're in the blackout longer.
What did you see Orlando Brown in his interview? He's like, he's like, I had no idea Trey is like this during practice. No, I think Orlando Brown was just shocked how Trey, man. I mean, he's crazy. He was just crazy. I mean, but you need that.
He doesn't have a medium pace.
Yeah.
No.
He's just
full go.
Full go.
You need those guys, though. You need that, though, in practice. You need that grind to the grind. Like, hey, man, I'm out here. You need that, though. I'm not saying hurt one another, but.
But is that what also, I'm sure that doesn't help him getting worn out late in the season and this, that, and the other. So you almost have to dial Trey back the best you can during the season and get his snaps down like we've talked about, having Murphy and Osai. And you're going to have to because he won't do it himself. He'd be out there the whole time, and he'll be practicing like that the whole season. And then he's going to have nothing come playoff time.
And I heard, I think it was McCourty, the one that's on Good Morning Football. He was talking about the fights at training camp too, and he was talking about iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
So for the podcast listeners, Darth, our boyfriend on the Bengals, is Trey Hendrickson, which, hey, good for her not being Hubbard. Have to share him with 8 million other women.
Yeah.
Still playing shit. And if you ever met Darth's wife, she's not very big lady.
No, she's like 100 pounds.
I am here for seeing her trying to punch Orlando Brown Jr.
Right, she's gonna punch him in the fucking kneecap. Oh my God. Anyway, what's the guy's name on Good Morning Football? McCourty, not Devin.
I don't watch it anymore.
Jason McCourty. And he was talking about iron sharpens iron, and you're out there on the practice field, you get into scuffles. He's been in somewhere like the whole fucking team, offense and defense, were fighting when he was playing with the Browns, believe it or not, with that fucking organization. But after that, you laugh it off. You're in the locker room, you're best friends again. You know what I mean? You just that's the way it is. You're on that mentality when you're out on that field, man. You're in football fucking mode, and the person across from you, it doesn't matter. They're wearing the same uniform. They're against you.
I love Greg. He always points at the camera when he's got something on Twitter.
Tom Pelissero, who's from camp, by the way, just said, Zach Taylor just said on Joe Burrow, calf strain takes several weeks.
Several. Well,
what is several? What number is several? I hate that term. What is several?
Several is 3.
Several is starting to see. You will see Joe Burrow week 1, and you won't see him before that, most likely.
No, and I bet you that they're not even going to say it before that to the first game until the last fucking minute. They're going to keep everybody on their toes.
But
and
you're going to have to be practicing that week to play. But
it'll still be like last minute, I think. Why not, man? Come on. I know Joe Burrow needs practice and stuff like that, but I'm if that man doesn't practice at all and goes into that first game, I'm good.
Well, I say that, but then, man, I was at that Steelers game, and good God.
That's different. That's
different. That's an appendix.
I understand it's an injury, though, right? And now he's going to be thinking about it. Oh, is my calf going to – I'm just saying, if he hasn't played It does suck. Obviously, there's a reason we want him practicing and this, that, and the other. He might get off to a slow start. Now, hopefully, it's not a 4 interceptions during the game slow start. And it still took Clark Harris getting injured for us not to win that game. But I'm just saying. And we're in Cleveland. We're in the dog pound, the pussy pound. God, I hate them. Right. And they just God, the fucking bark, and they're so fucking annoying. I want to beat them really bad, so I wish. I hate that he'll be going into that, and they do have Zadarius Smith. They added to Myles Garrett. They have a pretty good defense, so I hate that that's going to be the first game, and he does have this. I would love for him to be back much sooner than that, but I hate that. Zach Taylor's saying several weeks when we all were thinking 2 to 4, but maybe that's just they're going to be cautious with it, of course, because it's preseason.
Like I said, optimistic 1, most realistic 3. They'll probably give him until the beginning of the season 4.
Yeah,
but no, several. I mean, like I said, I hate that term several because you think they'll number 7, but I mean, is several the same word as a couple?
No, couple's 2. Greg. Yeah. It's officially, if you look up couple, it's officially.
All right,
several to me is saying 3 or more.
3 or 7. 3 to 7 is what several means.
All right. Here's the definition of several: more than 2, but not many. That's it.
Well, Greg.
So how many is many?
Okay, we're not going down.
Look up the definition for many, Greg.
3 to 6 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
That's probably what Zach Taylor's saying. But...
So he's definitely not playing the preseason game. We can confirm that.
No.
See here? Doc Chop.
Breaking news, Joe Burrow is out for the preseason. I mean, fuck. Like, it's not breaking. It's just a guess that is probably highly likely to be the truth.
Did you want Joe Burrow to play on the field for any preseason game?
No. Series or 2 because he wanted to.
Yeah.
He wants to. Yeah. I want to see the offensive line out there. I want to see like a Linda Brand out there. I want to see them out there. Yes.
Well, they're going to be out there.
Oh, Jonah Williams also got sidelined today. Jonah Williams also got sidelined today. Maybe he's getting a new contract now.
He didn't practice either.
No, he didn't practice either for precautionary reasons. I just think it's the heat.
It's the heat. Yeah. They're just letting people not practice. That's all it is.
Yeah, they're like, this heat's fucking everybody up. I'm like, we ain't doing this.
Everybody, it's like when Joe Burrow was telling all the autograph, everybody just calm down. Just calm down. Everybody back off. We're fine.
Joe Burrow should have said, back the fuck up and let these kids get theirs first. And then
the kids feel like they're anymore. Yes.
And then all these guys have been handing kids like $100 bills with a picture, like, get that sign for me.
See, and as Dustin's saying, they are working on new stuff in the scheme. So he, and it's probably why Joe wants to be out there so bad, to be working on this stuff and getting the reps. So it is. We can't just say it's not significant at all. But hey, it could be worse. That is the thing. We got to be thankful that our Lord and Savior Joe Burrow should still be out there week 1. And because if not, we're fucked. We know that.
Yeah, right. It's a fucking horrible thing that he went down with a grade A or grade 1 calf sprain. Yes, but yesterday when we all saw that video, what were we thinking? Yesterday we thought that he got in a car accident and his whole extended family died. It was that bad. When we saw it, we're like, oh shit! And then to come back and say that it's like seriously the best possible.
Hey, Hefe, what's happening with your boy?
Yeah.
The D tackle, Chris Jones. He just got a new contract like 2 years ago. He wants another one. You guys better be paying him.
Yeah, but you know what? Well, like I said, I'm not worried about this at all. We have to Joe's never missed an offseason. I mean, dude, everything will be fine. I just got tired. Then my brother had to send a family text message. I just got tired. I had to black out for a while.
Yeah.
Now, come on, Hefe. We know you're not talking about Burrow here.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The man's a warrior.
I didn't figure Hefe for a
just
troll.
Like Mahomes, we've never said Mahomes isn't a warrior. Like, half his injuries are fake, but hey.
Did you watch Quarterback at all?
Mm-mm.
That son of a bitch and show. You know what's fucked up about that show? It's got me kind of liking Pat Mahomes as a guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad guy.
No, I mean
that's the thing, man. When a guy's not on your team, you're like, oh fuck him, and he's as good as he is. But I don't usually hate like some of these people.
He's a good fucking guy. If you watch Quarterback, man, it's a good guy. Like fuck him when he's in that Chiefs uniform. But
Anthony and Hefe, you guys can argue in the chat.
But no, but like I said, with Joey B, like I said, man, everything's all good. We're fine. Now, let's talk about another injury. Terrell Basham, did we find out he got carted off? Is he fine?
That's what I was going to say yesterday. Didn't Terrell Basham go to Ohio State?
No, Ohio
University.
Oh,
Ohio.
Okay. All right.
Party school.
Yep.
I've been there for a Halloween. It's the biggest party in the country.
They said it is, yes.
I've been there.
Athens, also known as the home of Joe Burrow.
Well, no, I couldn't tell you how many people I knew that went to Ohio University, but after like a semester, I had to move back home. That goes.
We always had our basketball camps at Ohio University.
So it reminds me of Miami University here in Cincinnati, out in Oxford. When I pulled in, that main street.
Yeah,
it just kind of reminded me of that.
Well, one had Joe Burrow growing up there, and the other one had a rapist playing college football.
That's right. It sure did. Also, my sister went there.
At the same time at Ben Roethlisberger?
No, way fucking before him because she's my older sister. So he went there a long time after her. We're old as fuck.
All right, so what do you guys think? How much practice time do you want to see for Burrow before throwing him out against Cleveland and an improved pass rush even? And their D tackles, too, they invested in that as well. So I know I mentioned Zadarius Smith, but I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but maybe Dalvin Tomlinson at D tackle and some veteran, well-established players. And that could be bad, is what Dustin's saying. For our podcast listeners, I think as long as he practices the week of the game, he's gonna start. It's just how it's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
If he can get more than a week, great.
Right. So there's more than 7 weeks till the season starts. And Tom Pelissero asked, "Will this affect Joe Burrow into the season one?" And he just says, and he's just asking questions. But look, guys, it's not going to affect week one. He'll be
Greg.
Yeah.
We don't know that. That's the thing. We
What do
can
you
say
mean?
don't think so. It's not expected to. But we don't know that. We don't know the true severity of that. I mean, there's only been reports, right, that it's a grade 1 sprain. We don't know. What if it's worse? What if
They did an MRI though?
But have they given those results out to the public?
That's what that doctor was saying on Channel 5. Is according to the MRI, it's grade 1.
Okay.
Right. No, and like I said, you guys, how often have we seen Joe Burrow prove everybody wrong? They said he was supposed to be out this long. I guarantee you. All right, you know what? I'm not going to make a bet.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. We're all hopeful, and I think we're all on the same page that we think he'll be back. But I just, I don't know. It's a bad juju thing to be 100% he'll be back, because then that just opens up to.
Well, I'm going to say 3 weeks tops.
I would guess 3 to 4 weeks, but what I'm saying is is it going to affect him? Well, sure it is, because otherwise, why were we all talking about how great it is that Joe Burrow's finally going to have a full training camp?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when he gets hurt, you can't fucking go back on that and say, oh, well, he'll be just as good. Is there going to be a difference? Probably a small difference, but is Joe Burrow cold coming off the bench better than Trevor Siemian?
Yes.
Okay, so guys,
answer me this. Sleep.
All right, answer me this.
Yes.
When did Joe Burrow start practicing before the Pittsburgh game last year? When did he officially start practicing?
It couldn't have been too long, I don't think. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, Greg. But that's the thing. Even if he gets 2 or 3 weeks of practice, it's going to be light practices. It's not going to be anything close to that week 1, which may be what happens this year, too, that he gets 2 to 3 weeks of light practicing.
Right. And what Charlie's saying right here, remember, Joe Burrow lost a crap load of weight when he came back from the he's going to be lifting weights still and all that, doing all that. So you got to
throw. He can throw. He can walk.
Right.
He can't go on long walks. He can't stand up for super extended periods of time. But he's recommended to walk. It's good for
right. And here's what we do. Let's put him on a cart. What are those things people hold up and run? I'll run him around a cart in the field if I have to, so he can throw. Okay.
Yeah,
we're good. What's that thing called, a rickshaw or something you pick up? I'll do it myself if I have to.
Greg, if
I
they
don't
do
know,
that,
but I would love to see this.
They can start charging money for fucking to come down to practice, and I'll pay to see shit like that. Greg
They'll
running
fill the
around with a
stadium.
fucking rickshaw.
They can have this in the stadium. They fill the stadium.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
Greg run this way. No, Greg run that way. I'm like,
Greg running around Burrow in a fucking rickshaw.
yeah, get me out there. Rick
Watch out,
Smalley.
ducks. Hope there's
You're
no
running the
ducks on the
plays.
field.
Hey,
You're running the plays. Greg's taking
Call
the
me-
snap from
call
Teddy
me-
K, and
call
then
me
he's
Snack
taking the
Shaw.
rickshaw around and
Hands it back to
Burrow's
Joe.
firing the- yeah.
Let's make this happen.
No, we gotta
Savage
do-
Shaw. We'll call it Savage Shaw.
Email Duke Tobin, man. We will get this done.
Yes, let's get this done now. Let's go to the Mick Carter. Do whatever we got to do.
I think
No.
they might, Matt.
Mm.
I think I could see them adding another body.
No,
for
no,
camp
they
and
said they will.
preseason.
Taylor
Yeah.
says they will add a quarterback.
If they do, the only thing is so that he can show out and try to get picked up by another team.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
they're
not a
gonna
guy
have room
that
for
it's
him.
not a guy that's
Right.
planning to make the team. They're going to pick
Mhm.
They're going to pick up somebody for snaps,
Right.
reps, for preseason fourth quarter,
Hey.
week 1. You know,
Hey, I'll take off 2 weeks off work. I got plenty of vacation time. I'm a left-handed quarterback. That's got to be some type of strategy.
It's not my strategy.
Greg, you weren't you? Were you?
No, I didn't know. There was a
The
video of
Bengals
a
had to
guy
put out
who
a
had a
statement.
saw. Looked like he was about to saw his own leg off. He didn't do it, but no, I did not offer my calf. My calf's too weak. And,
My calf's too weak. No, bro.
I don't think they go this route. Too much money, then knowing that Burrow's going to be back, and they seem to like Simeon. It'll just be some undrafted free agent guy. It could be the one guy who played in the XFL if he's not signed. That was here last year.
Bridgewater. Let's get Bridgewater in here.
Or, yeah, I thought Brandon Allen maybe did sign somewhere, but
No, he's with the
Oh,
Niners.
San Francisco, right?
He's
Yeah.
with the Niners. Let's get Uncle Rico.
but Fiji asked if he had been cut yet. If he'd been cut yet, Purdy is back, so he could get cut.
Yeah.
While we're
Let's-
tossing out, while we're tossing out names, Dustin said Cam Newton.
Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico. I'll take Uncle Rico.
Yeah, he throws him over them mountains. He could throw one over that stadium. We're good to go,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer,
No.
just to piss Greg off.
Yeah. How about yeah. I can't even get on board with pissing Greg off
Look,
for that.
look,
one,
I'm
bro.
not trying to go on Browning. Why is everybody all over Jake Browning? Okay, I know he played well last year, but Trevor Siemian is our backup. I'm tired of this debate going on that people try to start. I don't get that.
I like Jake Browning. He's a little more mobile.
Yeah.
My thought has always been we're fucked without Burrow either way.
Right.
Give me somebody that's mobile
Yeah.
and can run and extend plays because
Yep.
that's it. That's always what I've said. That's why I was never against. And Anthony, I don't know if you're saying that serious or not, but Kaepernick hasn't been in the league for like 5 years. But yeah, that or a Cam Newton. I've never been against bringing in somebody just no matter what they have left arm wise, and maybe they got something left arm wise. But they can fucking run and extend plays. Yeah, Drew Plitt is who I was thinking of. And Derek would, yeah, I figured you were joking, Anthony, but still, hey, whatever. I don't care. So, like, especially this. This is just bringing somebody in. Foxy said McCarron. That's not. But
McCarron.
my guess would be somebody like this, Drew Plitt.
Yeah,
Even though he couldn't start for the XFL, he got benched.
My opinion is I don't give a shit if Greg's the backup because we're fucked.
yep.
That's the
I'm
thing.
sure you'd like to see me as the backup.
If they did bring in a McCarron, guys,
I like McCarron.
maybe he would actually win out the job the way he played in the XFL. Like I don't know they'll bring in anybody that would actually compete.
Well, no, McCarron wants to stay in the XFL. He wants his
Yeah.
kids to see him play. He wants to stay.
McCarron only wants to make $60,000 a year playing
Yeah,
football. He does
yeah.
not want to get that fucking. He would get vet minimum at this point.
No,
too, wouldn't
well,
he?
no. Speaking of McCarron, I don't want to go too off topic here, but didn't it just tick you guys off? People try to compare me. I liked McCarron, but Andy was the better quarterback. Okay?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. But people like try to say, "Oh no, look what McCarron did." It's just stop. Okay, that I couldn't. That drove me nuts.
Yeah, that was silly talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much better Andy was.
Then McCarron.
Yeah,
Oh
You think
damn.
McCarron had a
I'm
possibility
just
to do
saying.
better?
I'm just saying. We had Andy surrounded. This is my whole argument. we had him surrounded with a really good offensive line. We had Mike Zimmer and a top 5 defense. We had legit weapons at wide receiver and tight end and running back. What the fuck were we missing that we never won a fucking primetime game or a playoff game? A quarterback with some fucking balls in their pants.
Okay,
sorry.
Okay, Mr. Dale, answer me this. What did McCarron do after he left the Bengals? What did he do?
He cashed checks, baby.
No, don't back yourself up now. There's no backing out. I know Andy.
What are you talking about? He cashed checks. He got paid by like
Andy
and all
don't
these teams to be a
cash checks.
backup.
He started in some places.
He started because of injury in some places.
Okay, but McCarron, man, nobody wanted McCarron at one point. I like AJ McCarron. I'm not trying to come after him.
Listen, I said Andy wasn't much better than him. I give Andy the edge. That's what I'm saying. That's why Andy's still in the league. He's a good mediocre type quarterback. But I'm just saying he's nothing more than that. I know that. If he makes the Ring of Honor, it's the Ring of Nice Guys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton cost us years that we should have been winning playoff games.
He did. I agree with you on that, Dale. I'm not saying you're acting like I'm comparing Andy to Tom Brady or something. I am not, but it just wasn't close. And to correct you, Pork Chop, he did get to start in Chicago because they didn't feel like Fields was ready yet.
That was just a toy. They were just playing.
It was like one game, wasn't it? It was like one game.
Right, and when Andy was playing that game against us, he was killing us, he was beating us, and we almost could have won that game when Fields came in.
Hey, the reason that all this happened anyway, it wasn't up to A.J. McCarron. It wasn't up to Andy Dalton who was going to start, and it wasn't up to Marvin Lewis or Mike Brown. This shit has already been fucking written down in stone, chiseled in. You can't erase it. All the shit that happened before now happened because of now.
Yes.
If you take away any of the shit that happened previous to right now, all the way back to 1968 when the Bengals started, it doesn't equal what we have right now. Our savior, Joe Burrow. Everything had to work out.
Listen, Chop. All I know is Darth's right. Greg must be hungry for a grilled cheese today because he is sitting here defending this motherfucker to the death.
Well, it's either a grilled cheese sandwich or a chicken salad sandwich, Dale. Pick your poison.
You don't like chicken salad, Greg. So you're saying you don't like AJ McCarron.
Screw chicken salad. I'll take it.
So you're like, screw AJ McCarron then. He's chicken salad. You're like, fuck that guy.
No, I'm not. No.
You did. No. You made him a chicken salad sandwich, which you hate.
No, he's a lesser version. I don't know what to compare McCarron with.
Hey, what if AJ McCarron's kids are watching this, Greg?
Right.
Oh, I like you, AJ.
What about the kids?
Catherine Webb. I like Catherine Webb too. So yeah.
Also,
goddamn,
I'm hungry for chicken salad now.
No. AJ McCarron's a great quarterback.
I kind of want a grilled cheese sandwich.
I want one of each, man. Half and half. We'll split it. Hey, you make a grilled cheese, Dale. I'll make a chicken salad. We'll split it in half.
Right.
We'll share.
Hey, if you go to Tom and Cheese, that's where the ultimate grilled cheese sandwich are. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think we can have this conversation without it being political. Right. Charles says, what about Kaepernick? Question, find out which side of political side you're on. And like Matt said, no thanks on Cap, no politics involved. Yeah, I think when he first was out of the league, I would have loved to have him, especially as a backup. I said that, and I want to see guys play on the field. I mean, for fuck's sakes, man. I'm happy when we get Michigan guys if they're good, and I love Ohio State. There's no hatred. That's how I compare it to politics. And, I'll just tell you my personal opinion on politics. They all suck. They're all rich, greedy bastards that don't care about the common man, and they don't care about people like me who fucking barely get by on paycheck to paycheck being a fucking teacher. So that's my personal opinion on politics. They can all eat a bag of dicks.
Yes, 100%, man. Maybe I should run.
But yeah, if Kaepernick could come in and be a good backup, I'd welcome him with open arms. I don't really give a shit. He's just been on the league for 5 years. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if he comes back, he's gonna.
And he gets hit one time after being out for that long. I mean,
my thing is that he came in that first year and he took over and he did good, and then they figured him out the next year. So fuck. I wasn't a big he's a great quarterback. I don't care what fucking side of politics you're on. I just thought he came in, he took the league by surprise, and then they figured him out.
He almost won a Super Bowl, man.
I know, but that was that first year, right?
I know. I'm just saying you can't take that away from him.
No.
Like, good for him, you know?
Yeah,
and
he did good.
And I don't even like fucking Harbaugh in his khaki pants.
Right. Especially the way he fucking puts Pete Carroll does it too. The way they put their hands on their knees and just lean in the whole time. Except Pete Carroll adds that fucking murder in that fucking piece of chewing gum.
You guys know weed is not only legalized, it is advised to fucking smoke while you're at work or gummies. Like,
what?
Yeah. I'm just saying. People want you to be
president.
president.
If I was president,
yeah.
Fuck yeah, why not? Make everything legal. Like, you would go to work and they drug test you, and if you didn't test positive, fuck, you can't have that job.
Hey, and I'll even say, like, when we got Andy Dalton, it wasn't even Kaepernick that I wanted the Bengals to get. No. It was Ryan Mallett. Rest in peace. He just passed away this year. Yeah, I was like, man, he's got a cannon. We drafted AJ in the first round. I was like, get Ryan Mallett. He's got a freaking cannon. Boy, was I wrong. That's why I'm, dude, I don't care who you are. You got to be man enough to admit when you're wrong on players. Like, if you're going to fucking come on here and talk. Like, I was 100% wrong on Ryan Mallett. I thought he was going to be at least a solid quarterback with a good arm. But, man, the NFL started to change, it seemed like, right around that time.
Who was that quarterback out of Washington, the Bengals? He was a bust, and there was that Florida State guy that was a bust.
Jake Locker.
Jake Locker and
EJ Manuel.
Not EJ Manuel. He got drafted by the Vikings. He was out of Florida State, got drafted by the Vikings. Those two guys are like, but no, Dale, I wanted Ryan Mallett too, buddy. That's who I wanted. Also.
Florida State. Christian Ponder. Yeah.
Christian Ponder. Yeah, who's married to Sam Ponder. That's right. Okay, yeah. Too. Yeah, no. I wanted Ryan Mallett. I mean, I didn't hate Andy, but when Jay Gruden, though, I knew he was a big Andy fan, so I knew we were going to take Andy. I didn't at one point didn't think Andy was going to be there when we drafted.
Well, that's the thing. He was being talked about as a potential guy to go like 8th overall or go in the top 10 potentially to certain teams.
Right, because that was the year there was the NFL lockout going on, and free agency didn't happen until after the draft. So some quarterbacks were getting taken a little higher than others. Because that the whole lockout thing kind of screwed everything up, sort of.
No, Andy ended up being about the best pick we could have made there. I mean,
he was the best quarterback out of everybody. You know, the whole thing with Kaepernick. I mean, I remember I liked Kaepernick here and there. I just thought Kaepernick was a project at the time.
There was guys they passed on later on because they had mediocre Andy, grilled cheese Andy Dalton.
Right.
You know, they should have tried to upgrade because they had a good team around them.
Well, remember the Niners that year, Alex Smith was playing really well, but they made a bold but a very smart decision where they put Kaepernick in and changed their whole offense, and no team could figure that offense out, if you remember that. It was right going into the playoffs. Their whole offense changed and they put Kaepernick in and should have won the Super Bowl, I thought.
Old Alex Smith, man. Then he's Kansas City and Pat Mahomes.
Mahomes.
But he was doing good for them, and then it's like, oh, yeah, but there's this Pat Mahomes guy.
Yep.
Right.
That was another guy. I didn't know enough about Pat coming out, like he would be what he is here.
John Ross right before Pat Mahomes we got.
Where was Pat Mahomes picked at?
Number 10. We were
10, and we picked John Ross 9th. And then the Saints went with Marshawn Lattimore at like 11, and we could have used a corner then.
Right. I was actually ready to go. I was fired up and happy as hell. I thought he was going to be like our Tyreek Hill. That was the one I was wrong on the most. I was a huge John Ross fan. I was fired up. I thought he was going to be the missing piece to our offense. Was I wrong on that?
He had so many injury concerns, and there's literally reports on draft day like a lot of reports John Ross could slip to the second round, or the Bengals could take him in the top 10.
Right.
Well,
that worked out good for us, man. John Ross, our savior of those days, made it interesting.
Apparently, he just retired.
Yeah, he retired a long fucking time ago. He was just putting on the uniform and showing up. Yeah. Shortly after draft day.
The league retired him a long time ago. He just now decided that
he retired officially shortly after draft day. He decided to retire. What you reading?
Yeah. Dustin here. We got to give Zach Taylor some credit. We've always had some injuries, this, that, and the other, adversity. And, we went to the Super Bowl and should have won it. Fucking Logan Wilson. That was not a pass interference on Cooper Kupp. I don't care what you say. That was a fucking trash call. And then close game in Kansas City. Whatever. I think we should have won that one too, but it is what it is. Close game. They got us finally. They haven't shut up about it.
Hey, It is what it is, Dale. You can't put the fucking mayonnaise back in the packet.
It's true. Can't put the mayonnaise back in the packet.
Can't put the mayonnaise back in the packet. I'm just using that one from now on. Fuck
yeah,
it.
and as you should.
Right.
Let's go.
It's my new one. Can't put the mayonnaise back in the packet, Greg.
No, you can't.
So Greg started earlier trying to get off the Burrow with Yosavash made a good catch. And I did watch the catch. It seemed decent. Pretty good catch. And it was against DJ Ivy, our guy that we've been hyping up. It looked like he still had solid coverage. So I do want to say that. You're going to see guys. And that's another battle that's been going on that has been reported. And you've seen the highlights of Jamar Chase and CTB. When we talk Orlando Brown, Trey Henderson, iron sharpens iron, we are getting a damn good battle here.
Hell yes.
With CTB and Jamar Chase. Both of them making plays back and forth. And I just think it's going to help lead to CTB's ascension even more. He already made it in the playoffs. And then Cheeto's coming back, guys. Like, here's the thing. Maybe Burrow for a week or two. He hasn't got his reps, this, that, and the other. But our defense has to carry us. Guess what? It's done it in playoff games. Who's to say it can't do it again? And this might be the best version of the defense. Because we still have the mad scientist. Crazy Uncle Drunk, fucking Lou Anarumo. Right. He's drunk. He's drunk Lou calling Beanie. Up these fucking plays because he's crazy.
Yeah, he's just drawing shit up. He gets fucking Four Loco fucking drunk and starts drawing up plays, and then the next day he tries to figure it out, like, what the fuck did I write here? Hey, guys, check this shit out.
Yeah. He's fucking crazy Uncle
genius.
Lou. We love him. He's a mad scientist. He's still here. And he's added.
He goes for Luco.
He's added more guys on the D line. He got Jermaine Pratt back at linebacker. He's got more guys at corner than he's probably ever had at his disposal. Talent-wise, speed-wise, all these things. You know, CTB coming on with Cheeto coming back. DJ Turner making plays. DJ Ivy making plays. You know, that's not to mention Sidney Jones. Fucking all these guys, man. Alan George. And then our safeties. Dax Hill. He gets a couple interceptions here or there. You know, we still need to see more out of the safeties. I haven't heard much about the safeties. Maybe that's a good thing we're not hearing a lot about the safeties. Who knows? I think we'll find out more preseason about the safeties. There's a lot to be excited about with this defense overall.
Well, I want to go back to one thing. Why the hell was Chase returning punts?
Didn't you watch the Chase interview? He said he likes to just fuck around at practice. He practices real hard and he likes to play around. And so he just went over there to catch some punts just to fuck around.
Okay.
He is not going to return punts.
Thank God.
Chase
was just playing.
You don't want Chase to be bored, so
no.
He's that damn good that he's got to find things to do during practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all think Charlie Jones will be our main punt returner. DJ Turner's been back there getting some if they need another guy.
Did you see that footage of Chuck Sizzle catching that punt one-handed by our ace photographer down at training camp every day, fucking trying to get people on his podcast, Strawberry Ice?
Oh, man. Strawberry Ice is
he had a video with – yeah, I know. He said –
he's nonstop hard worker.
He said, good one-handed catch. I gotta get you on the show sometime.
Really?
No. He was like, that's a good catch. He was like, Chuck Sizzle, one-handed, baby.
Come on the show. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can catch that with one hand, you got to come on the show. Making a great bet.
And Foxy with a generous $5 super chat that I think only Chop can read this.
Yeah. All I know is it's hotter than a meth pipe on payday outside.
That's pretty good.
Shit. You know, Psych and Mercy, I work with a lot of people come in there on meth, and most of them people don't have jobs, so there is no payday.
Yeah, well,
the ones that I see, I'm sure that maybe there's some meth heads that hold a regular job. I don't know.
Hey, there's disability. There's first of the month. They have paydays.
What's your disability? Meth. Oh, okay.
Check. Send me your check.
I think Ken here's talking about my Four Luco.
Sorry.
That's all right. Talk about my Four Luco. When he's getting crazy with the D. Fence. Crazy with the D. For Luco.
There you go.
Because that fucking defense be crazy.
And your son loves your
It's hotter than a hooker on nickel night. Yeah. That's what I said. I'm sweating like a hooker on nickel night.
Yeah.
You can
Greg,
imagine.
are you okay down there?
No, I'm fine.
I mean, you take $1, you get 20 turns. That's a lot of sweat.
I'm glad that you have really thought that through.
I did. Well, you got $1 worth of nickels. You got to know what you're getting into.
When has there been a nickel? Is that a real thing? Nickel night?
Yeah.
Back in your day?
No, but you can imagine. Like maybe back in George Washington's day, they had nickel night.
He just gave
Back
me
in George Washington, it was true. You could get there on nickel night. Get nickel night to get you a whole night. Whole night for a nickel. And a room.
That's fair.
And a piece of licorice.
All right, man. Well, I got nothing else unless you guys got anything. I know plan on being back here at 7 with Evan McPhillips, and I assume Derek and Joe, and if they show up, we assume they will. Yeah, wooden nickel night.
Wooden nickel night. That's even cheaper. For all we know, Joe's passed out on a park bench somewhere.
Yeah, we still got to get that story, so he better be
right.
on because it's been a whole week.
Yeah.
We haven't had that story.
A week of recovery.
He needed it, apparently.
Yeah.
Greg, you got anything?
Well, can I talk about Rally before you get mad at me, or no, I'm just kidding.
When do I get mad at Greg?
Oh, you're like, Greg, we're not talking about Rally around the Natty. I'm just kidding, man. No, I'm just fucking messing with you. Monday, we got former Cincinnati.
He had that one coming. All right. Continue, Greg. You set me up for it.
No, I did. Look, I served it up, and you had to spike it, man. I had that coming. I asked. No, Monday Rally around the Natty. Former Cincinnati Red, Greg Vaughn. So excited for this interview. Going to be a great show. He's with us on that 99 season. He's also played. He's been an all-star.
Dude, he was a stud on that 99 season.
Yes, he was. So, I mean, he got to the World Series with the Padres with Tony Gwynn, and I was a big Tony Gwynn fan also as a kid. So, a lot of questions I have to ask him.
Greg's been working on this one for a long time, guys, and he finally got it through because Greg told me about it like over a month ago. So
no, I was at Kroger's a couple days ago, and I'm like, Dale, you've always told me, Greg, never give up. All of a sudden he says, let me know when, and I text him back, and I message him back on Messenger. Next thing I know, he gives me his phone number. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty legit right there.
Pretty awesome, man.
He's liking my stuff on Instagram. I mean, dude, this I just get speechless when I get like former players like this come on the show. This is just so unreal. So I'm so looking forward to this. Please check it out. And it will not interfere during the Reds game because they play at 8:00 Monday. I made sure to check that also. So please check it out before the Reds game if you all can.
All right, Greg. Love you, brother.
Love you, bro.
All right, Chopolopoulos. You got any exciting news?
No,
Nothing?
I don't. Oh, well, tomorrow, back together again weekend. I'm going to go down there and sweat my fucking balls off.
You're going to go.
Man, to tell you the truth, the only reason I'm probably going to go at this point is because I already told Kieran that we'd go, and he's excited about it. So, and you know what I'm looking forward to the most down there is I want to see the upgrades they made to the stadium. I want to see that.
You have to shoot some pictures for us.
That shit's going to – you know what? That shit's going to be in the shade. So I can walk around and look at that shit in the behind the scenes because – I don't want to be front row. I could be last one in that motherfucker. I don't care. I don't want to go sit.
Like I told you, I was late last year. We're 2 hours away, and there was no seats, and they wouldn't let you sit in them. Like they wouldn't let you in the middle section. I'm like, no, it's roped off. I'm like, well, there's no seats anywhere, And I had both the daughters and the roommate with me, and so I'm just like, well. I spent $10 on water, even though we brought water to carry in. They didn't remember to carry them in. So I was there for about 15 minutes. I spent $10 on water, tried to go to the second level. They told me I couldn't go there. Couldn't find a seat anywhere and left. And then we went to the mall and I spent more money. So
there you go. Maybe that's what I'll do.
I gave away my tickets this year. I will not be there, but I'll be there in spirit with you.
Well, I mean, everybody got tickets and everybody bailed out anyway. So I was thinking about it. and what the fuck? It's like supposed to be like 97 degrees. So
well,
I
I've
did
been
think
up there
about
the
it. I
last
thought,
2
wow.
weekends, anyways, and I'm going to be up there again. The 12th, the 11th, whenever that preseason game is. I think my 13.
You're coming to the game?
Yeah.
All right, good. I
plan on being there at
Good.
the preseason game with my 13-year-old. So.
Awesome. I plan on being there with my 72-year-old, John.
Yeah.
Grandpa John. Greg getting there first, wanting to sit down in the front row. What the fuck do you get to sit in the front row at Paycor? You think because you sit in the front row, they're going to come over and sign some shit or whatever?
No. I remember last year, like Clark had been on the show, and like I remember him, and then James got down there, and I remember them having like Bengals of Bruce Koozie or whatever, and them being like Clark, and Clark like chatted with him a little bit.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But I'm just going to go down there. I'm not going to stick around long. Jeff's having some kind of party. I'm going to go over there and give him an upper decker just so he can remember me because I didn't get to do it last time when I got Four Loko fucked up and had to be drove home.
His wife will beat your ass.
I know. Well, she won't know. I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to come out of the bathroom hey, guess
you've
what?
said it on here like 20 times.
She doesn't watch the show, and Jeff, he doesn't watch the show either.
That's
if he did, he would already be in the chat saying like, "What's up, fellas? Can I be on your show?" Or asking us to be on his.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to go. I'm not even going to ask where the restroom is. It's like the same layout as my house. So I think I know where the restroom is. I'll just go in there real quiet. Like if somebody knocks on the door, I won't say anything. So they won't know who's in there. Upper decker. I'm out. And then I'm like, hey, Kieran, let's go. They're like, man, he's like, I'm over here eating a glizzy. And I'm like, Kieran, time to go. Let's go.
Gotta get out of here.
Next
Pill
thing,
out and big fancy.
Wait for Jeff's fucking tweet that we can't make sense of on the goddamn Twitter because he'll voice text about the upper decker.
Yeah. You won't be able to understand.
Legend.
But thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Love y'all. We will be back at 7. At least most of us, or at least Chop.
Yeah,
Chop
at least
probably
me.
be back. I should be back. I don't think I have anything going on. I always double check with the roommate, but earlier she said no, but you never know. Things change.
Things change, man. I got me
What
one.
if I am back? I'm going to go and get drunk.
Hey.
I'm going to get drunk.
Also, I will drink.
Yeah, I'm going to get drunk. Let's get drunk. You guys want to get drunk tonight?
Okay.
I got nothing better to do. I'm going to get on here. I'm going to get drunk.
The show is literally called Bengals and Brews.
And, I don't think the Reds play till 10 o'clock being in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right, because they're out in L.A.
Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get on here, get drunk at 7 o'clock, talk to Evan McPhillips, and make fun of Derek for, just being Derek.
Listen, whatever we make fun of Derek for, it'll come up during the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. He won't be watching the Reds game, though, so we'll have his full attention.
I don't usually, depends what you're burning, but.
Right.
Yeah, and then pork chop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, and we all know Pork Chop will be here because he calls the show.
I can't stick with weed. I'm a fucking registered nurse. Doc Chop. You see it? Doc Chop. Not allowed.
But